Hello and welcome! Today, we're setting off on an incredible journey. We're going to explore our very own cosmic home, the solar system, to really get a handle on our place in the universe. So, to kick things off, let's ask the biggest question there is, right? Where are we really in the grand scheme of the universe? Well, the answer starts right at the heart of our local neighborhood.
All right, so let's dive right in. Every great tour has a starting point, and for us, that's the massive, blazing star at the center of everything. It's the reason we have light, warmth, and life. You can't possibly understand our neighborhood without getting to know the star that built it, our sun.
Think about this for a second. If you could take everything in our solar system, every planet, every moon, every single asteroid, and put it all on one giant cosmic scale, a whopping 99.8% of all that stuff is just the sun. Everything else, all the planets, us included, is just the tiny fraction left over. So what does all that mass do? Well, it creates an absolutely immense gravitational pull. You can kind of picture it like putting a heavy bowling ball in the middle of a trampoline. That bowling ball is the sun, and its gravity creates this huge dip in space-time that keeps all the planets, like little marbles, rolling around it in a predictable cosmic dance. It's the anchor of our whole system. Turns out, our solar system has a very clear dividing line, creating two totally different families of planets: the rocky worlds close to the sun and the giant worlds far out in the cold. This wasn't an accident. It was determined by the frost line, an invisible boundary early in the solar system where it was just too hot for ice to form. Inside that line, only rock and metal could survive. Outside, gas and ice could clump together to build giants. So let's start our tour in that inner circle, with the worlds that were forged in the heat right next door to our star. All right, meet the rocky siblings. Mercury, the sun-scorched messenger planet. Venus, our toxic twin with a runaway greenhouse effect. Our own beautiful blue oasis, Earth. And the cold red desert of Mars. The one thing they all have in common? A solid surface. You could, at least in theory, stand on any one of them. Now, traveling further out, you have to cross a huge asteroid belt, basically the leftover rubble from the solar system's construction. Once you get past that frontier, you meet the real heavyweights of our system. And here they are, the gas and ice giants. Jupiter, so massive it could swallow all the other planets whole. Saturn, famous for its absolutely stunning rings. And then the ice giants, the mysterious blue-green worlds of Uranus and Neptune. These are massive planets with no solid ground to stand on. They're mostly just swirling hydrogen, helium, and icy compounds. But hang on, the tour isn't over yet. We've met the two main families of planets. But what's lurking out there, beyond the giants, in the cold, deep darkness? The solar system has a vast and mysterious frontier. We're now entering a region called the Kuiper Belt. The best way to think of it is as the solar system's cosmic deep freeze. It's this huge, donut-shaped ring of countless icy objects, perfectly preserved leftovers from when the solar system first formed. And this, of course, brings us to the most famous resident of this region, and a question that sparked a ton of debate. What happened to Pluto? For decades, it was the 9th planet, the final stop on our tour. But now, its status has changed. So why? Well, it all came down to a vote in 2006, when astronomers laid out 3 official rules to be a planet. Pluto passes the first 2 with flying colors. It orbits the sun, and it's round. But it's that crucial 3rd rule where it stumbles. Its orbit is still full of other icy objects from the Kuiper Belt. It hasn't cleared its neighborhood. And that's why it was reclassified as a dwarf planet. Still a fascinating world, but now it's the king of the Kuiper Belt instead of the smallest planet. Okay, for our final step, let's zoom all the way out. We've toured the house, from the fiery furnace at the center to the icy backyard of the Kuiper Belt. But where is this entire house located? Let's see the big picture. Our entire solar system, the sun, all the planets, everything we've just talked about, is just one single star system among hundreds of billions in a vast, sprawling spiral city of stars we call the Milky Way galaxy. We're located out in a quiet, suburban spiral arm, far from the chaotic downtown. This is our true address on the grandest scale. We're just one tiny speck in a vast cosmic metropolis. So let's recap our cosmic tour. We started at the Sun, the massive heart of our system, met the inner rocky planets and the outer gas giants, and journeyed to the Kuiper Belt, home of dwarf planets like Pluto. Finally, we saw our tiny place in the vast Milky Way galaxy. The key takeaway is that our solar system is a structured, diverse, and absolutely incredible place. So the next time you look up at the night sky, remember this vast neighborhood you're part of. This whole journey leaves us with one final awe-inspiring question, one that has driven humanity for centuries. If all of this is just our home, our local address, what else is out there, waiting to be discovered? Join us next time as we explore the fascinating world of artificial intelligence. If you enjoyed this explainer, please leave us a review or share it with a friend. Thank you for joining us. Farewell.